The conversations over the last 3 days have really been a gift. I've learned so much from the experts who have provided their time and their expertise to this conversation. And I think that we're stronger when we bring our unique experiences together. So with that, I want to tell a personal story, and I hope you'll all come with me for this just a little bit. Recently, I lost a very good friend. He was an FBI agent who was unfortunately shot in an attempt to execute a search warrant. We met in college. He actually helped encourage me to take the LSAT and is part of the reason why I became a lawyer and why I'm here today. And while he specialized on the side of technology, I went to law school while he specialized on the side of technology, and he eventually went to the FBI Academy. And I appreciated him not only for several other things, but also for his consummate integrity. While at the FBI, Daniel ended up being one of the key people on the Playpen operation. This was what I would call a government hacking operation. The FBI took over a website trafficking in child sexual abuse material and used it to place malware onto the users' computers who were accessing that material so they could track those users. Daniel, of course, would not have called it malware, but at the time and since, I have actually worked to oppose government hacking, or at least oppose it without a legal framework and specific protections against overreach or against abuse. During the time that we were on opposite sides of this conversation, we had so many conversations about our different positions on the matter. It was arguing with Daniel where I learned where the weaknesses were in my argument, and also the strengths and the good pieces of the opposing position. I don't know how he felt, but I came away respecting the other side so much more, even if my mind wasn't changed. And I think that's one of the examples of why the interdisciplinary conversations that we champion at Silicon Flatirons and hope that people are having with one another can be really powerful. They may not change our thinking, but they can expand our mental models and our understanding in real and meaningful ways. At Silicon Flatirons, we always strive to host the strongest conversations we can. And I'm personally quite devoted to that mission. As for our thinking on trust, questions about trust, how to earn it, and perhaps even if it's necessary, I believe will continue to pervade the technology sector. But perhaps we are starting to understand it all a little bit better. For instance, the discussions over the last 3 days have identified several qualities that make up the concept. There are pieces of design, of transparency and accountability, affirmative rights and requirements, authentication, verification, establishment of expectations, and communicating on activities and on policies. We have also identified themes in the conversations underlying trust: early engagement, risk, the needs and vulnerabilities of historically marginalized communities, the need for open and inclusive policymaking, and the categorization of trust in different ways and at different levels. Over the next weeks, we at Silicon Flatirons will be digging further into the conversation from the past 3 days, plotting these themes and others, and determining, to the extent possible, a baseline framework for evaluating how and when trust may be earned. I'll be working with Victoria Venzer, our symposium editor, to compile this information into a report, and we'll publish and make available that report to you all in hopes for it to contribute to your continued thinking, and we hope you'll engage further on this topic. If this has been your first Silicon Flatirons event, I hope you've enjoyed it and that it's brought you new ways to think about, and that has brought you new ways to think about the issue, and you'll stay engaged with our community. If you're joining us again, we're grateful to have you back and hope we'll be able to host you in person so soon back in Boulder. We're anxiously awaiting a time when we can clap, toast, and chat face-to-face again. In closing, I want to give a final thank you to the Silicon Flatirons team, who I'm sure are very much looking forward to the rest they'll get this weekend, to the students, to our supporters, to whom we are most grateful. You've seen their names on the slides between sessions for the past 3 days, but we would be remiss if not to name a few specific supporters. Our summit level supporters, AT&T, Comcast, and Bradfeld. At our Ridge level, Charter Communications, Google, Microsoft, the Caruso Foundation, Verizon, and at our Flatirons level, Cable Labs, Facebook, Lumen Technologies, NCTA, and Zayo Group. We are so deeply grateful to all of our supporters and that they help us to continue to serve our community across the year. I also want to once more congratulate our annual award winners, the Law IT team, Delaney Keating, and the Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, Alan Singer, as well as our students, Kelsey Fayer, Wilson Scarberry, and Victoria Venzer, with special recognition to Rachel Anderson, Lily Zaffron, and Sarah Keller.